All right, guys, so let's demonstrate the problem of indirection. So on the right side, we have a very simple app, right? So we have a table output, and we are selecting a variable, and there's a threshold, right? So this app is supposed to filter for rows that meet this condition, and the condition is the diamonds that have a caret of one or larger, 1 carat or larger, right? This is a minimum threshold, right? So if you look at the column here, you can already see that this one doesn't work, right? Because the values in the caret column should be one or higher, but then you have values that are less than one. All right. So, anyways, so let's try to create this app. Okay, so we are going to create a new folder, 07, chapter 12. In here, this will be code along 7. All right, so go to File, New File, Shiny Web App, and then code along 7. And then we want to make sure that we create this in the right folder. Create. There you go. So we have this app R file. I want to delete all the other files that I have open from the previous chapters. All right. And now this will be 12.1. So let's save this as section 12.1. And then we want to delete everything and shiny app, right? And now we want to create this app that filters for certain uh, the diamonds with a certain characteristics, right? So this will be select input, right? So again, I want you to keep using the shiny cheat sheet, right? And look for the same type of inputs, right? So the one with the drop down menu here is select input, right? Drop down menu of only a few choices, right? So select input, and then this will be a numeric input. Numeric input is right here, right? So let's do that. So UI side, select input, right? And then we have input ID, label, choices are the mandatory arguments. Mandatory because it doesn't have assigned default value. Unlike selected, we have default value null assigned, right? So we need to provide a value for at least the first 3 arguments. So the first, let's say variable. And what's the label? Variable. And the third argument is choices. So the choices here is column names of diamonds. Now, it's not giving me diamonds here because diamonds is from, I believe, ggplot2 package, which is part of tidyverse. So we need to load it, library tidyverse. So once I execute, right, this code here, library tidyverse, now it has tidyverse in memory. So if I start typing diamonds, there you go. It's giving me that as an option, right? So now if I run this, it's giving me all the columns within this diamonds, right? So was that correct? So let's see, data, diamonds. Yep, so those are the variables, right? Okay, and next, minimum threshold, right? So that it was numeric input, numeric input. So the same thing, input ID, label, value. The first 3 arguments are mandatory, and the other arguments have a default value assigned to them. So, okay. So min, what's the label? Minimum? Yep, minimum. And the third argument is value. So probably the initial value, right? Initial value is 1. Okay. And the last one is this table output. So again, if you look at the cheat sheet, render table and table output. So table output function goes to the UI side, and render table goes to the server side, right? So table output And what do we want to plot? No, not plot, table. And on the server side, so output table, and then assigning symbol, render table, right? And all right, so this, think we want it to, let's make it reactive. So here, it only prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first few rows. So let's use head function and data. Let's make data reactive value. So data reactive, and it's a filter function, right? And diamonds, and we want variable var, right? So this will take what I'm sorry. So whatever the variable that the user chooses, right? So that and input minimum. Okay. So this is what I would write, right? And also, um, this is exactly what we see here, right? However, this doesn't work as we intended. So for example, minimum value is 1 for caret. So it should filter out all these diamonds here that has values less than 1 in the caret column, right? So as we move this minimum value, there's no change in the table. Well, that's because, as we have said in the pre-introduction video, this code here, the Shiny understands it as caret within double quotation. In other words, not as a variable or not as a data variable, but as a value. So in order to make it very clear to Shiny that this caret is the data variable, okay? So how do we make that clear? That's what we're going to discuss in the following video. See you there.